This is the Real Footy Expert Tips Podcast. Thanks for joining us to tip round 17. We're finally back to the 9-game rounds. Hallelujah. My name's Andrew Wu. Joining me is Peter Ryan. How are you, Pete?
Fantastic to be here. We love a full card of footy, don't we, Wooey?
It's proper footy. One of, I think, only about 15 or 16 rounds where we got the full 9 games.
Is that right? There you go. Well,
So,
it gives us opportunities to make a mess of things.
I'd much rather hear 9-game rounds where people are complaining about overlaps than not enough games. So there are a few overlaps this round.
Yeah, I just don't complain about that stuff. I mean, life's too hard. I just don't care. Like, whatever, you just tape it.
Well, they're not the best games anyway that are overlapping, so... Yeah. We'll get into it.
Yep.
Leaderboard.
100, 100.
100, so...
Andrew Wu, first score to 100, normally wins. He's holding the bat up here. This is embarrassing. I am following you on Nervous 99.
One for our video watchers.
Alongside Mark McGowan.
He pulled one back last week.
He did. He tipped Brisbane, didn't he?
That was a good tip by him.
That was a very good tip by him.
Gutsy tipping. And
yeah.
He's doing a good job for us up at Wimbledon.
He's keeping us honest and keeping us awake watching Wimbledon. I look at that one tip margin between you and I just can't help thinking of Jake Waterman.
That will haunt you.
Yeah, it will. And then 97, Jake Nile and Jimmy Bartel, and then some guy called Callum Jaspin, who's our great media journalist here, who is a very good tipster, so we threw him in.
Yeah,
and then the rest. Then the
rest.
Gleeson, Stokes, maybe worry about them, but not too much.
Yeah. Okay, well, first game of the round, Thursday night footy, Geelong against the Brisbane Lions. Your neck of the woods, GMHBA Stadium.
Yep, I'll be covering this game. Can't wait for it. It is a 50-50 game, slightly edged because 50. It's at Geelong.
Yeah, Geelong don't lose at Geelong, do they?
But the Brisbane Lions
often,
and
anyway.
Geelong often, well, lately, one's thrashed the other and the others come back and thrash them the next week, and it's Brisbane's turn at the moment. But for this game, and they're back to some form, Brisbane, obviously, against Sydney. They showed that they've got some.
Do you think they're back?
Premiership winning form. Well, they're threatening.
I thought last week said more about Sydney than the Lions.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not convinced yet that the Lions are back.
Well, still without McCluggage and Zorko, which would have been a better, obviously a better sight for them.
Oscar Allen's still out.
Yeah, that's not so much of a worry, particularly with Hipwood back playing.
True. But their recent forms, they've beaten Gold Coast, and that form isn't the greatest form. Richmond down in Tassie and Sydney. So I'll hold judgment until after.
And
Thursday
Geelong
night.
have lost to Fremantle, lost to Carlton, lost another game, didn't they? I forget who it was against. I think they've lost 3 of their last 4.
Yeah, but 4-1 and 9 points. So
yeah, that's true. Look, you have to tip Geelong because it's GMHBA Stadium, but if you're going to take a risk, it's not an unreasonable risk to take. Sam Draper has been probably one of the recruits of the
played
year.
Good footy, hasn't he?
And
he'd be happy he's out of Essendon, wouldn't he?
Oh, how much would he wake up in the morning and think, you beauty? You'd be almost feeling bad texting your mates, wouldn't you? Your old mates.
Would he still message them? Yeah.
You'd have to. You'd have a few friends from that time.
If you're
He's
trying to
been
get
a
few
great
of them
addition.
Come up with me.
And they can actually get an edge because Mitch Edwards is going to be an exceptional talent, but he's still developing, obviously.
Tom Stewart, is he going to get up?
He'll play. Yep.
Big addition for
And
them.
Bailey Smith will play as well. So, no issues there. Massive addition, having Tommy Stewart back. Yeah. Look,
Do you
have to go the
have any
Cats.
question marks over the Cats? Because Jeremy Cameron, he didn't have the greatest game 2 weeks ago, and he's got a few issues with his arm. And
I've got question marks over the Cats, but not because they're going terribly or anything, but just whether they're actually premiership contenders. Jeremy Cameron's arm, although they say he's just going to have to live with it, and it comes good some days, just doesn't seem to be playing with the same freedom that he might. They say the hip was the other issue he's dealing with, which I think the bye will help. I haven't got so much issues with them, but this win would, if they lose this game, you'd start to have question marks over.
Yeah, that's a good call. I think it's a fair call. And we're going to get one of those cold, dewy winter nights down at Geelong?
I think it's going to be wet and dewy
It's gonna
and
be
everything.
raining, okay.
Everything.
Weather.
It's been freezing down there. Freezing.
Yeah, I'm tipping the not the Lions. I'm tipping the Cats.
Yeah, I'm tipping the Cats.
Just because they don't. It's rare that they lose down at Geelong.
Although
34
Brisbane
out of
beat them down
43.
there last year.
Yeah, the game that actually comes to mind whenever I think Brisbane down at Geelong is the one where they got dudded with the hole in the ball. Was it?
Oh, Blitzarves.
Blitzarves,
Shocking
yeah.
decision. Oh, that was one of the worst ever.
But they're reasonably competitive down at Geelong, the Lions.
Yeah, they are.
Even though I think last year was their first win down at Geelong since 2003.
Yeah, okay. Logan Morris kicked 6, I reckon, from memory.
I'm tipping the Cats, but I think this will be a very close game.
Cats for me.
Next game, Friday night footy, first game of the doubleheader. Sydney against the Western Bulldogs at the SCG. And I'll tell you what, I'm very tempted to tip the Bulldogs in this game.
Why don't you?
Because I'm protecting my lead. And
That is
just the
why.
Swans at
Explain
Sydney.
why.
Well, because I don't think the Swans are playing that good footy.
Well, they're
I
not.
think last week, I'm kicking myself I didn't tip the Lions, but I had doubts on the Lions as well. So, but it's been a while since the Swans have played good footy.
Yeah.
You look back at their draw. I mean, they've lost to 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Haven't played 1st or 6th. And I reckon their last good game that they played, and I'm not considering that 100-point belting against Richmond. That doesn't count. You've got to go as far back as Gather Round against Gold Coast, I reckon, when they put on a real performance where you thought that's befitting of a premiership contender. They've given up 100 or more in 3 of their last 5 games, plus a 90 against Port Adelaide. So, and they've got a few injuries as well. I think McInerney's a big out for them with the way they play. They miss Papley. They lose Sam Wicks this week as well. He provides a lot of that.
And
dash.
Amati.
Although he didn't have a great game last week.
Shocking, but he hurt his Achilles, hadn't he, during the game?
Or later in the game, though.
Yeah, I know. They were terrible, those forwards.
Until then. They were. Charlie Curnow was okay, but the others, they were unsighted.
They were not even in the game.
No, and Chad Warner was excellent, but Heaney wasn't. He got a bit of the ball, but he didn't think he had that much.
Goulden will be better for the run. I did think I was a bit excited about him coming back. Probably influenced my tip, but he'll be better for the run.
A while though, won't he? It'll be a month before he's up to that.
Probably.
Plays
the thing that's happened is
level.
that opposition have started to realise that their run and gun through the middle, they can cut it off if they protect the corridor. And where do they go from there?
Well, it seems to be all they have. I mean, they do it very well when they get it up and going, but
Blakey
Brisbane
or
took
bust.
it away from them. Brisbane took that away from them. Beat them at the clearance as well, and they're not as this Swans team's not as tough as.
Yep.
The
so they're going horribly, and there's no possible chance they'll beat the Bulldogs, but we're both tipping them.
Well, only because they're at home. We're both in the lead.
I actually think they'll beat the Bulldogs.
I think they'll.
Yeah.
I think they
Just
will, but I
legitimately
don't think
tipping them.
it'll be by much.
No, I agree with that.
And the Bulldogs have got their record against their best footy's been very good.
Yeah, it
the
has.
Bulldogs.
Yeah.
And mind you, they have got away with a few single-digit victories as well. So.
Yeah, I think they'll struggle if Sydney can provide Curnow with any sort of supply to control him.
Curnow had a night out the last time they played, but that was against Joel Amati. Not Joel Amati.
Buku Karmas.
That was against Buku Karmas.
Who was very good last week, but he...
undersized against a Charlie Curnow.
And they'll get Logan McDonald, and I assume they'll play McLean. So
yeah, I think Hayden McLean's a good footballer.
Yeah, so do I.
He'd be playing senior footy at most clubs.
Yep.
Sydney. Yeah, Swans, but I'm not confident. Not a confident tip. The other game Friday night, West Coast against Adelaide. The Eagles ending a run of okay form by.
Are you going to start and watch the end of this?
Oh, I don't know. This one's because I've got to get up early and watch the Socceroos.
Yeah, there's no chance.
Adelaide will win this.
Yep.
And I
if Adelaide don't win this, that's it. I'm writing them off. Finals, they'll make finals, but their premiership chance.
They missed Wayne Malera of halfback.
They do miss him, absolutely.
And how do they manage the 3 tall forwards?
Yeah, they're just not. Thilthorpe's, we've spoken a bit about him. Fogarty played pretty well last week.
He was the best game of the year.
Yeah, but they're just not really dynamic, are they?
I don't know which one they leave out, but I think it does affect their mobility and just the ability to lock the ball in the forward line. But I don't think it'll be a big issue this week. I'm tipping the Crows.
I'm tipping the Crows.
And I'm going to forgive them for last week and make them a margin tip.
Brave.
We'll get to the margin tip later in the round.
West Coast have been competitive with most teams, though.
They have. It's Bailey Williams' 100th game as well. I liked his performance over the last his development in the last 2 years. Yeah, he's become a handy ruckman. Okay, next game, Saturday afternoon. Head down to Launceston for Hawthorn and Melbourne. And this is the second of the really quick double-ups in the fixture. They played 7 weeks ago. Geelong Brisbane was the other one. The Hawks down in Launceston, they're hard to beat down there. But they
the number of teams that have played each other twice and not played other teams, it just drives me mad.
Oh, no, I yearn for the 90s when the first 15 rounds were...
No one cries for Geelong, and nor should they, but they have had a brutal fixture in the first 16 rounds. Hawthorn will beat Melbourne, but it won't be easy. Obviously, Melbourne got hold of them last time. It's probably the high point for Melbourne. But down in Tassie, another one have just put Hawthorn in as your tip. Yeah,
they don't lose too often down there. 12 in a row. They're going for 13th.
13. No Wizard. That's a big loss.
Yes, he was pretty good last week, first half.
Yeah, well,
he tweaked his hammy.
Yeah, I think he tweaked it and then kicked a few goals after it.
They've got a few injuries though, Hawthorn. I mean, Impey, Nash, Weddle.
Weddle's suspended.
Yeah, suspended. Unavailability. Gunston should be back. Matt Hill makes his debut, not the race caller, but the former Storm and Broncos.
He's a bit of a character down at the club, I'm told.
Is
Matt
he?
Hill,
Okay.
Bit of a prankster.
See how he goes this week.
Be good to watch. Yeah.
Melbourne. Fun fact: they've never played at York Park or Launceston.
Oh, well, they can tick that off their bucket list.
It'll be their 36th AFL venue or VFL venue.
It doesn't look great at the moment. It's a great stadium and will be a great stadium once they've finished the development. But at the moment, it just looks a bit Mars Stadium refurbishment, doesn't it? No, it does.
I don't like watching footy at those grounds because you get the open construction site, you get the wind going down one side.
It just doesn't.
It just doesn't make for good.
It's the one great thing about Brisbane beating Collingwood in one of those grand finals. It was under construction. It just doesn't look like a grand final.
Doesn't count.
No.
Hawks for me. I think their midfield might be a bit too strong for Melbourne.
Hawks for me too.
Big watch on Cozzy Pickett, see how he goes. I think he has to play one of his 30 possession, 4-goal type of games.
Which he will.
Win. Yep. The next game, Greater Western Sydney against Fremantle in Canberra.
Yep.
This is on. It's on pretty much at the same time. There's all about a 20-minute overlap.
I'll be in Canberra this Saturday, but I don't think I'll be at the football.
You're not going to watch? Oh, what are you doing?
I'm packing up family members' gear and bringing them back to Geelong.
Oh.
But Manuka Oval, I actually toyed with the idea of tipping the Giants here. But,
oh, really?
Yeah, but then I just remembered
Stick to your guns, feet. Come on.
No. Brent Daniels and Grzeski and just the whole box and dice, it just doesn't look well. Fremantle, you have to tip while they're winning. They will stumble at some point, but I'm not prepared to say it's going to be this week.
They get Jack Buckley back.
He's a big
Giants. Very important. So Sam Taylor started to hit a bit of form last week.
He showed a bit, yeah. And so did Callaghan when they all got kicked out of the midfield, which was pretty funny, wasn't it?
They were brutalised in the midfield, the Giants.
Yeah, terrible.
I don't know. Is it injuries or is there something else going on?
I would suspect that the ruck connection with the mids and the absence of Tom Green has had an enormous impact.
It's affected their clearance game.
Yeah, and the rules is affected Kieran Briggs. So I think those two things combined. They'll be very, very competitive against Fremantle at Manuka.
Yeah, well, they're almost in that fighting for their season territory now, the Giants. So
they're well and truly in that.
Yeah, I'm tipping the Dockers only because they're going for 15 in a row, and you don't want to miss a tip by not tipping the top team.
I'm tipping the Dockers. Exactly.
Yep, Freo for me as well. Next game, this is a really difficult game. Gold Coast against Collingwood, People First Stadium. 4:15 games. There's a twilight game up in Gold Coast.
Yep. This will be a ripper.
Well, it's a very important game for both teams.
Yep.
And Collingwood, they look to be the team that you need to get through to get into the 10. Are they sort of 10th, 11th?
They're both. Both teams are. I think they're 10th and 11th respectively, or vice versa. I'm tipping Gold Coast, but I changed my tip. Went Collingwood and then I went back to Gold Coast. I don't want to tip Gold Coast because they've been woeful. They have been embarrassingly bad.
Yeah, they were. I didn't watch the game last week. I had things on, believe it or not, Pete. But looking at the scoreboard probably gave you an indication as to what was happening. I mean, 3 goals.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of that game. I watched a bit of it, and Fremantle did as they wished. Look,
what's going on with Gold Coast in your eyes?
They've got the wrong mix of players in their midfield.
Too many ball hunters.
Yeah. And their defence is Sam Collins and McAndrew is a really good player, but a bit flighty.
A bit loose.
And Ben King is just... Yeah, he's not having an impact. He looks like he drops his head. He doesn't really inspire anyone. If the ball doesn't come on his terms, he doesn't show a lot of fight, or enough fight that he should. Walter I've been impressed with.
He's improving, isn't he?
Yeah. Leo Lombard was good last week.
He's lively.
Yeah. Look, they just don't feel like a connected team at all. I'd like to see McAndrew in the ruck, because I saw him on Gather Round play a quarter in the ruck and he was unbelievable.
They bring Charlie Ballard back.
Now, Ballard played last week and he struggled.
He's not doing a whole heap. He's not the player he was before his knee injury.
No, I don't think Dimmer's a big fan.
No. Ben Long's 150th game.
Yeah, great play.
Maybe they should play with the spirit of Ben Long.
Yeah, they should.
Competitive spirit. He's always giving his all.
This is a line in the sand game for Gold Coast. They have to beat Collingwood.
Give them one more chance.
Yeah, sign the footy. Everyone's name on the footy.
The old Terry Wallace game, is it?
Yeah.
Last week, 36 clearances for Gold Coast for 2 goals.
I know.
There's something going wrong there.
And I like Noah Anderson, but jeepers, he can have a whinge, can't he?
What was he complaining about?
I don't know, everything.
Well, there's a lot to complain about if you're a Gold Coast person. I'm tipping Gold Coast only. I don't really know why.
Slippery ground.
Someone, home ground.
Collingwood
travel well, though.
I know.
The thing that swayed me back towards Gold Coast was they at least have a scalp this year.
Well, the thing with Gold Coast, Collingwood is, I don't think they've beaten anyone below 10th, above 10th. I don't think they have.
No, Collingwood have beaten the bottom 6.
Yeah, they've beaten everyone you'd expect and no one you wouldn't expect.
But they've been competitive, Collingwood, against the top teams.
Well, they're well coached and they're disciplined and all those sorts of things. Gold Coast, so I can just see them getting momentum and then, good night, Irene.
They've played good teams, haven't they, recently, Gold Coast? So that's a mitigating factor for them.
Yeah.
And the only reason I the factor which swayed me towards Gold Coast is I thought they were pretty good against Hawthorn 2 weeks ago at home.
Really?
I didn't think they were competitive.
They're pathetic out of the middle.
Well, they were, but they were still pretty close for most of that game.
Yeah, that's true.
So they can improve some of their clearance work and reproduce flashes of that game with over longer periods.
Ball movement. Yeah, I agree.
Then I think they can beat Collingwood. But
good reason.
Much confidence.
No, I'm with the Suns.
It's a 50-50 game though.
Yep.
I think if you want to pull one back, Collingwood might be a tip.
Yeah, you can't tip Collingwood.
Okay, Suns for both of us. Next game, Saturday night footy, Richmond against Carlton at the MCG. The Blues going for 7 in a row.
Didn't our statistician, you wouldn't have heard this on Monday. It is the first time in the history of the competition a team has lost 7 games and then reeled off 6.
Oh, okay. I remember the Cats won 5 in a row one year and lost 9 the next night.
It was something like that because they haven't lost 7 in a row. They'd lost 5 in a row or something. Anyway, whatever it was, 6 in a row. They've done it for the first time ever. And they'll continue the streak. They'll beat Richmond.
They should beat Richmond, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
Richmond was the team that really started the rot for Michael Voss.
That was the end of the penny section. I was there that night and you just knew that, oh my gosh, this has gone badly. They were 40 points up, weren't they?
Yeah.
Something like that.
40-odd points.
Oh, that was like, should have just got the keys and bailed straight away. Poor old Vossi. Carlton for me.
Yeah.
Not much to say. They're playing much better footy.
Their
confidence is up. Sam Walsh, their best players are playing well.
Yeah, Sam Walsh and Patrick Cripps are back to all Australian type form.
And Harry Dean's been exceptional.
He's been like, there's a lot of talk about should he be the Rising Star winner. I mean, he's stating a very good case, but I think that's also being a little bit harsh on Jagger Smith, because I think what he's done as a first season midfielder has been top notch.
Fair enough.
So I think
we just all love Harry because he just doesn't take any crap.
He's a competitor.
He doesn't
isn't he?
look for crap either. He's not that kind of starting fights, but he's finishing them. I like those players.
Yeah, and he sticks up for his teammates.
Yeah, it's great.
So he'd be a great teammate to have. Blues for me, about 5 goals.
Blues for me by a point.
A point?
Yeah, no, it'll be panic stations.
That's what you want to see. Okay, next game, Sunday afternoon at Marvel Stadium, Essendon against St Kilda. Geez, there are quite a few nervous Saints fans going around Melbourne at the moment.
Nervous? What are they nervous about?
Oh, well, they're Saints fans for starters, and last year when they played Essendon, who were also, I mean, they were injury depleted at this point of year, they only won by 2 points.
Yeah.
And Wangan and Malera probably had a night out as well.
You
and the Saints lose TDK and Jack Sinclair.
You got to be a good team before you're entitled to be nervous.
Well, I mean, they're going to start.
Overwhelming favourites, and we're both tipping them
against the Bombers,
and they should put them away quite easily. And they're my margin tip.
Yeah, okay, so that should be a guarantee for a close game.
Exactly.
What have you done to St Kilda fans? They're already nervous enough.
No, they've just got it.
No, but you're back in form with the margin tip last week. Who'd you pick? You picked the Hawks.
Yep. That was a great result. They were going away with the victory, and then they just...
And then you messaged
put
me
the cue in the rack.
Here comes the margin.
Oh, no.
And then you did that to yourself.
No. Oh, that was just bad.
And I tipped the Crows in the Showdown, so they got rolled by 26 points. So you gained 40.
Yes. Yes. Here it comes.
This
is a turnaround.
Well, leads down to 371.
Here comes the turnaround.
So it's a bit of a wake. That's my first one that went under, actually. So I'm disappointed about that.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Games in a row. And
I've been bad at that.
I went to sleep feeling a little bit sorry for myself on Saturday night.
Yeah, no, I considered my position a couple of weeks ago, Ben Stokes style. I was going to resign midway through the podcast.
Promote yourself to the top of the order.
Exactly.
Make it all about yourself.
Make it all about myself.
Peter Ryan.
So the Saints are my margin chip. They just need to bang on some goals. Get Cooper Sharman kick a bag.
Yeah, well, I think suddenly Essendon people are going to be going to footy a bit more confident. Could be a thrill, a cliffhanger at 5:59 p.m. going to the evening bulletin.
You cannot tip Essendon.
No, you can't. I'm tipping the Saints. So I think they'll win by about 3 or 4 goals. Final game of the round. Oh, this is a very important game as well. Port Adelaide against North Melbourne. Port fighting for their season. The Kangaroos, they're in the 10. They can go to 9-7.
Yep.
If they win this game.
Yep.
And
I am tipping the Kangaroos.
Well. We've differed here. Why are you tipping the Kangas?
Because I've decided that Libby Birch and Emma Carney really are right all along. And their faith in North Melbourne is well justified. Look, the logic is this. I would like to make up a tip. Port Adelaide lifting themselves for the Showdown. Often Showdowns have the comedown is the following week.
Yeah.
And North Melbourne have not played exceptional footy, but they're just a step away from beating a team comfortably. They should have beaten Essendon by a lot more last week. They could have beaten West Coast, they could have lost to West Coast, but at least they're getting at least they're getting some runs on the board. They thrashed Port Adelaide in the opening round. Different team. Port Adelaide overcame their injury crisis last week, but I'm not sure that's as easy to do 2 weeks in a row. And North Melbourne go back to Adelaide over where they were humiliated earlier in the season. And they need
that was only 4 weeks ago, and they were pathetic that day.
So they need to address that and come out and show Adelaide people that they are worthy of their position on the Adelaide Oval.
There are hundreds of supporters in Adelaide.
Yeah.
And I actually know one of them.
And they're in form. Like they got Finn O'Sullivan, Harry Sheasel, Luke Parker is one of my favourite players.
Some kind of form.
No, I'm saying those guys are in form.
Yeah, their youngsters are very good, but there's not a whole heap of other players that.
If Comben can shut down Georgiadis, and
will he get the matchup?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe Aliir might. No, Aliir's not going to get the matchup.
Oh, I don't think. Well, they're in trouble if Aliir does. And then obviously Horn Francis, Butters. I think someone said it this week, actually. It was Kane Corns. It's right. That they only have 4 really good players. Horn Francis, Butters, Alira.
They generally play well. All 4 of them have had pretty good seasons.
Yeah, great.
Mitch Georgiades could be a lot higher up in the goal kicking if he kicks straight. And he has been a straight kicker in the past.
They're excellent players, but I think they can put a clamp on at least one of them, and there you go.
Yeah, I'm not sold on North Melbourne.
No, I'm not sold on them. I'm tipping
the Kangaroos.
I'm not going to buy shares in them or anything.
Have you noticed their last 3 weeks?
Not joining the cheers
after
squad.
giving up 6 centuries in a row, they've gone 73, 48, 65.
I did notice that.
So Clarkson has got them playing. Well, tightened up their defence, but they're playing really ugly footy as a result. They can't seem to get.
And they've played
both
pathetic
things.
teams.
Yeah, they can't seem to get both things going though. Tighten up the defence and help them score.
No, they can't.
It's one or the other, which has been a major issue for the Kangaroos. It's the reason why they haven't really progressed all that far.
I agree with that, but
Clarkson.
I am backing Nick Larkey to get his kicking boots on finally and have a game that he threatened to have last week.
I'm tipping Port because I think they're the better team, and I think they'll be. That performance in round 1 was poor, and I reckon they would have been reminded about that this week. And Zach Butters, Jason Horne-Francis, I think they're good enough to continue that form. Zach Butters is an absolute pro, hardly has a bad game.
Yeah, of course.
And
he's a champion.
I tell you what, I think Mitch Georgiades against North Melbourne's back line, he could kick a few, and I don't have the faith or confidence to tip North.
Okay, well, I look forward to a text exchange with you at some stage during Sunday afternoon.
You might be back in the lead with me. Oh, I don't think so. I hope I'm 2 in front of you.
Yes.
And I think what Mark's tipped, he's tipped Port Adelaide as well. So interesting where we go.
Yep.
Okay, summing up the round, what have we done? We've both gone Geelong, Sydney, Adelaide, Hawthorn, Fremantle, Gold Coast, Carlton, St Kilda. You've gone North, I've gone the Power, and your margin tip is
St Kilda.
The Saints, and I've gone with the Crows on Friday night.
Your hopes and dreams rest with Port Adelaide. Good luck with that.
I'd rather have that than North Melbourne.
Fair enough.
Okay, that's all we got time for today. Thanks for joining us. You can see the rest of the experts' tips at theage.com.au/AFL. Make sure to subscribe, rate and review wherever you get your podcasts. If you'd like to get in touch with us, send an email, realfootypod@theage.com.au. This podcast is out every Thursday to help you with your tipping. The next Real Footy podcast will be out on Monday to review all the action from this weekend. Until then, may your team win.